just gone 7:15. Time to meet the owner of Britain's oldest fridge. Yes, it's another Daybreak exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Her name is Doris Stogdale. She's from Oxford, and Michelle Morrison is in the kitchen with her this morning. There's Doris. Hello, Doris. Hello, Michelle.
Hello. How are you doing? Now, I just want to say, these days, a lot of us buy these retro fridges, don't we? Because we think they look old, a little bit vintage, and if you'll excuse the pun, a little bit cool. But this one, I have to say, is the real deal. It's 58 years old, and it's still standing strong. Let's have a look inside of it to see what fridges were built like 58 years ago. Look at the size of it. I mean, you'd have a great midnight feast in this, wouldn't you? In this compartment, you've got the freezer, and it's definitely working because the ice cubes are rock hard. You've got little meat compartments right under the freezer part, which keeps the meat nice and cool. And down here you've got your little vegetable compartment, and yes, the veg is as fresh as the day it was bought. And up here, the little area for your wine, which, let's face it, is the most important part of the fridge. And the woman behind the wine and the fridge, of course, is Doris. Hello, Doris. Come and have a little chat to us. This was not a bad investment, was it, all these years ago? How much did it cost you?
In those days, about £135 equivalent, but in million dollars.
And why did you buy it specifically at that time?
Because it's the first fridge we've ever had, actually the only fridge we've ever had. But before that, we had to live in the tropics with what were called ice boxes, which are simply little wooden chests with a zinc-lined compartment. And you had to buy a big block of ice every morning to put into the box, and you put your food in a drawer below, and that kept things rather cool.
Okay, and this is Valerie. This is Doris's daughter, Valerie. Valerie, this fridge is actually older than you, isn't it? It must have some memories.
It certainly is. It's older than me, and basically, I can remember as a child, my ambition was to grow tall enough to be able to see over the fridge, which I finally and only really did. As you can see from this height chart, I think it took me till 1969 to be able to say I was taller than this fridge.
Well, look at this. We've still got the manual here, which says you'll discover as time passes that you chose a dependable refrigerator. They weren't lying there, were they? Now, Doris, you think we are just here this morning to have a look at your fridge, don't you?
Yes.
But actually, we've got a bit of a surprise for you. We've got a little bit of a challenge. So if you look at the screen just down there, Adrian and Christine will explain all. Take it away, Adrian and Christine.
Doris, it's plain for all of us to see how much you love that fridge of yours, but we want to give you the opportunity to really prove that to the people of Britain. Here's the challenge we're offering. Do you want to keep your fridge, the one you've had for 58 years, and travel the world with from Malaysia all the way to Oxfordshire, or do you want to swap it for this fridge? Also made by General Electric. It's the General Electric Space Maker, 25 cubic feet capacity, the largest counter depth capacity in the market, Doris. It's got a colour LCD display with 8 different colours. You need to personalise your fridge, ice dispenser, standard, of course, and with a child lock and door alarm, your grandkids won't be able to get near any of those tasty treats. Doris, is it going to be sentiment for the past, the love of your old fridge, or are you going to embrace the future this morning? I don't want to rush you into this, Doris. It's a big decision for you. We want to have a good think about it, consult with the family, and we'll come back to you later in the show. She's having a good long think about it. I hope she doesn't say she wants it, because we can't really afford to give it to her. But anyway, let us know what you think Doris should do. Text us 67890, 25p. All the details, terms and conditions are on the website. Still to come on Daybreak, one for all the family. Earlier in the programme, we asked Doris Stogdale from Oxford, who has the oldest fridge in Britain, whether she'd like to swap the trusty old appliance she's holding so lovingly there. She's had it for 58 years. Would she want to swap that for this? A state-of-the-art, bang up-to-date, bells and whistles, ice and cold water. It can be cold, very cold, or freezing.
Oh, yeah.
It's shiny. It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
Would she swap her old fridge for that?
We asked you for your thoughts, and you didn't let us down. James and Chorley, if Doris does pick the new fridge, can we have her old one? No, Viv in Northumberland, keep the old fridge. Things just aren't made the way they used to be. Joe in Hampshire, Doris, keep your old one. Keep it. Why change it? Linda in Nuneaton, keep your fridge because you may only get 5 years out of the new one.
Tony in Kettering said exactly what Martin Lewis said. Tell Doris to get that fridge on eBay. She'll get enough money to buy 2 of those fridges. Then she can give 1 to me. That's hardly entering into the spirit of it. So which is it going to be? The trusty old appliance she's had for most of her life. That beautiful thing, she bought it in Malaysia. It came all the way here. That old General Electric model. Or is it this brand new, state-of-the-art General Electric model? Will she go for sentiment, or will she go for the money? Let's see what Doris Stogdale from Oxford will do. So, Doris, do tell us, what's it to be?
I think it wasn't a difficult decision, to be honest, because this fridge has been my trusty friend for 58 years, as you've heard. It's given admirable service. It's running beautifully. I'm very used to it. And, no, I wouldn't part with it for $1,000.
That's absolutely magnificent. That's lovely. Our finance director is just having a party now. Hope he's got the receipt. We can take it back and get the money back. Doris, lovely to meet you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Doris.
Love to your fridge.
All right.
Marvellous. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Right.
Bye-bye. Oh, lovely, Doris. Here's Kirsty with the weather.